Hello everyone, my name is Pat. Welcome to my channel. Today I will be doing a try a chapter tag. So the books that I will be reading or trying a chapter from today are the books that I picked up from my TBR jar. It was actually from last month, but I didn't get to them, so I'm moving in them to this month, and I decided let's do a try a chapter to see which one I'm gonna read first. And my plan is to read 3 of the 5, but I removed one of the books for now, so I only have 4. So I'm going to read or continue or like decide if I do want to read at least 3 of these books. So let's go through each one really quickly. So the first one here is The Fight of Stars by Claudia Gray. This is the first book in a YA sci-fi fantasy series. So I have all 3 of the books, and I heard like one person talk about this and said that it was really good, and I picked it up and bought it. So we're gonna try this book today as well. So the first chapter has, let me see, it only has 10 pages. Well, yeah, 10 pages, so pretty short. So we'll see. And then the next one is A Diary of Blood by S.C. Gibson. This is a very short book, and this was very popular, I think, in Book Talk first, and then it became really popular in BookTube as well. And this is following Draculas Brides, so it's like historical fantasy, maybe a little bit of thriller as well. And so the first chapter has, so it doesn't have chapters, but it says part 1. It ends like this one, like this is part 1. And then it ends immediately, like after 1 paragraph. And then the next page is 2 paragraphs, and then 1 line. So, and then a page, and it ends in 1 line. The next page. So I think I'm going to read until page, let me see, page 17. I think that will be a good, because some of the pages have very short paragraphs. So I'm going to read up to chapter 17. I don't know why this doesn't have any chapters. No, it doesn't. Just part 1. Where is part 2 then? I don't know, but it's a quick book anyway, so this one. And then I have Tarnished Empire by Danielle L. Jensen. This is a prequel to one of her series, and the first chapter has, very short, only has 6 pages. If I include the second chapter, it's 14 pages. So I think I'm going to read 2 chapters for this one, so that we'll have like about the same amount of pages that I'm going to read for each of the books. And then I have Kiki's Delivery Service by Eiko Kadono. This is the one that I wasn't planning on reading, because I do want to read the books that are tied to the Studio Ghibli films based on when the Studio Ghibli films first came out. So, you know, but I will try to read it this time. I changed my mind. So let's see. The first chapter is only 6 pages, and the font is really big. So I think I'm gonna read, yeah, including the second chapter. The second chapter has 15 pages. So yes, so for these 2, I'm gonna read the first 2 chapters. This one I'm gonna read the first 17 pages, and in this one I'm gonna read the first chapter. So I'm gonna be back. I will see you and let you know what I thought about these books. Alright, so I finished Fight of Stars, the first book. It's interesting so far. So this is about Noemi, our main character, heroine. She gets stranded with Abel, who is one of the most sophisticated robot warrior ever made. This is sci-fi, so I guess also dystopian in a way. There is war going on, and Noemi is on the other side and Abel is on the other. And they get stranded, and they have to rely on each other to survive. And it's also romance, and it says what it means to be human. It's enemies, like literal enemies to lovers. They get stranded in an abandoned ship in space, I guess during this time. So the very first chapter is pretty action-packed. We already have our main character, Noemi, fighting against these mechs from Earth. There is a very heavy undertone of religion in here, specifically Christianity. So that's like a really large part of the first chapter as well, the mentions of religion and worship and God. So yeah, I did like the first chapter. I don't know if this is something that I feel like reading right now. You know, it is very interesting, especially with our hero being a robot and not human. So that's the first book. A Diary of Blood by S.C. Gibson. I really like it. I really like it. It's very atmospheric so far, and very, very intriguing, because this is following Draculas Brides. And in the start of this chapter, it's already mentioned that Constanta, Dracula's bride, killed him, murdered him. And I am really, because it says like at one point, like something along the lines of, I hope you understand me why I killed you, or it was never my intention to murder you. This is my last love letter to you, though some would call it a confession. I suppose both are a sort of gentle violence, putting down in ink what scorches the air when spoken aloud. If you can still hear me wherever you are, my love, my tormentor, hear this. It was never my intention to murder you. Not in the beginning anyway. And the premise states that Constanta was saved by Dracula, and she eventually discovers Dracula's dark tendencies, and when he brings in his other concubines or consorts, that's when she starts discovering it. And I guess she ends up murdering Dracula, and oh my god, I really enjoyed this one so far. I really want to continue it already. So this is definitely in my yes pile. So really excited about this one. Let's go read the next one. So on to the next. Alright, so I finished Chinese Empire, well, the first 2 chapters of it, because the first chapter was only 6 pages long, and I also really like this one. Very intriguing. This is a prequel to her series. I'm not sure what the name, Dark Shores, the Dark Shore series. I believe it is finished. Very interesting. So we are following 3 characters here. I think it's going to be their perspectives, and it might have a love triangle because this is Roman inspired from what I can deduce so far, and the head of the Legionnaire is Marcus, and then his second in command is Agrippa, and then we have a rebel called Silvara, and Agrippa is immediately, I think, attracted to Silvara, and Silvara is a rebel or a spy, uses seduction to defeat the empire, and it says she'll have to betray the young man who now has her heart. So I don't know if it is Marcus or Agrippa, but I think her target is Marcus because he is the leader, but I think Agrippa also falls for her. So interesting, intriguing so far. I enjoyed those 2 chapters, so this is on my yes pile as well. Let's go to 𝐾𝐾𝐪 Service. Alright, so I finished the last book, 𝐾𝐾𝐪 Service, and so far we haven't really gotten into a lot yet in the first 2 chapters, but it's very cute. It's very, very cute so far, and we're already getting a little bit of the kind of personality Kiki has, and I think I'm going to like her. I think she's going to be a really fun character to follow and see grow, so definitely we'll be reading this one as well. I feel like it's going to be very cute and adorable. So yes, so those are all of the books that I am going to be reading. 𝐷efy the Stars I'm going to put aside and pick up sometime. I'm interested in it, but it's not something I want to read right now. I would say the one that I'm most interested in reading is like in this order: Diary of Blood, Chinese Empire, and then 𝐾𝐾𝐪 Service. Great try-chapter tag. I had a lot of fun doing this. I might have to do this one next time as well with the picks that I'm gonna be getting from my TBR jar. So we'll be reading these the next few days, and I will see you guys then. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you on my next one. Bye.